Chapter 8. On Earth. The rainy season had settled. The intense sunlight shone around the area as if to clear up the moisture. While the trees and buildings were casting shadows of jet black, a huge cumulus cloud spread out in the high blue early summer sky. A 14 or 15-year-old boy frantically pedaled his bicycle down a country road. Why did no one tell me sooner? The boy sped past an older boy who had gotten out of his way. Be careful, the young boy yelled to him. I bet he doesn't even realize he just talked to someone from outer space, Sena, the older boy said. Has it been 2 years already? He walked down the road he had been down 2 years ago and stared at the moon in the sky. The boy who went by reminded him of himself before he went into space, but Sena had no doubt that he had become an adult in all the time that had passed since then. I didn't think I'd come home like this though. Sena breathed a big sigh. He took his first step towards his faraway home. Several days ago. Since Sena was born, he had wanted to go into space, and now that he was there, he found himself spending a surprising amount of his time in space in Chairwoman Eri's office. Oh! Hi, big brother. Yoshiko greeted Sena with a smiling face as she sipped tea. And next to her was his father, Hokuto. Next to him was his mother, Kyoko. He was surprised to say the least. No matter how many times he pinched himself and looked around, there was no doubt they were sitting there in space, in Eri's office. Eri, what kind of joke is this? Oh, it's not a joke, Eri said. There are good jokes and bad jokes. He glared at her even harder. Sena, I assure you it's real, oh ho ho ho. Behind her was Mikami, the academy's principal and GP Commander General. Dad, Mother, Yoshiko, why are you here? Sena asked. Because you're getting married, aren't you? What now? Sena was confused. You're getting married. I'm getting married? Yes. With whom? Several people, Sena. Did you forget? Eri, are you keeping something from me? Tell me what's going on. Sena yelled at Eri. Eri cowered and began to cry. Oh well, isn't it kind of obvious? Sena's mother said, looking at Eri and trying to assess what kind of person she was. Ho ho ho, you truly are Sena's mother, you understand things quickly. So, who am I marrying? Kuriko, Amain, Ryoko, and Neju. As expected, it seemed that his brain's processing limit had been exceeded for the day with this answer. He couldn't understand it at all. Well, why, and why 4 people? Should we tell him there will be more? Isn't it obvious? This is your first official mission. Why the heck is marriage my first mission? Because it's a political marriage. He froze again. Don't overthink it. You're going to have 4 beautiful brides. Isn't that enough of a perk? I'm happy Kuriko-san will become my big sister, Yoshiko said. I wonder how long till they have kids. Oh, I guess we're going to be grandparents soon. And I'll be an aunt, Yoshiko said. So, what about you? Do you think you're going second or third? Sena's mom said. For me, I'm thinking I'll bite the 4th bullet, oh ho ho ho, Mikami said. What are you saying? Sena asked. For the time being, we should get back to the matter at hand, Mikami said. She snapped her fingers and soldiers uncamouflaged around Sena and restrained him. Hurry up and take him back to the Earth. Roger that. And so Sena was sent off to the Masaki family's house through the long-distance transfer gate to Tenchi, and that was 2 days ago. I'm home, Sena called. In order to organize his thoughts, he decided to walk home from Tenchi's. Maya. As soon as he opened the door and entered the house, Fuku appeared on his head, and her 3 clones appeared around him decloaking their camouflage. Did you calm down a bit? Just a bit. The clones were staying with Sena to correct Sena's probability bias. It worked much better than always having 4 people walk with him. But whenever he passed someone, his normal habits caused him to distance himself a bit. On the other hand, he was happy he could finally go to see his family's supermarket while it was operating. But seeing old acquaintances was a bit awkward, so he had on a slight optical camouflage to camouflage his appearance. The shop where Kuriko and Ringo were busy working was wonderfully thriving. Sometimes it even ended up on television, and in magazines too, occasionally. Even Sena saw the atmosphere inside the shop was bright and lively. As Yoshiko had told him, they had already purchased land for the construction of a huge department store and parking lot nearby, and they planned to open it in 3 years. He was surprised to see all that because he was amazed at how much they prospered with him not there. Seina came home and headed for his room, which looked exactly like he had left it when he visited last year. The wedding ceremony is tomorrow, Mickey, who became a humanoid, said. She sat on a chair by his desk. Next, Kirchi sat near the window. Dee was seated near the entrance. Fuku jumped to Seina as a habit. He stroked her, and she looked up at Seina desperately. It's supposed to be held on the other side of that satellite. Kirchi looked up at the sky at the moon. It felt weird to have them all in there. Previously, Kuriko was the only girl who had been in his room outside of his mother and sister. Mickey wore a suit-styled uniform, Kirchi wore glasses and a sensible suit and had her hair up like a teacher or a librarian. Dee wore a Japanese school uniform. His mother and sister picked their outfits. Haha, Seina sighed awkwardly. Why don't you prepare for tomorrow? You never know what could go wrong. Mickey was indeed in a good mood. This was her favorite desk and she enjoyed sitting at it. She gently stroked the wounds remaining on the desk with her fingers. But Mickey-senpai, I don't get why I have to suddenly undergo a political marriage. Haven't you heard? It's for the same reason why we are here, your probability bias. That's no reason for marriage. Well then, how about because the people in power judged that it was convenient? Mickey, what Seina is concerned about is what Kuriko thinks. Kirchi's statement shook Seina. What do you think she thinks, idiot? If you can't see it when you look at them, you're dense. You better get used to it soon because it's our turn next round. But even when it's our time, I bet she will want you to suffer a little bit like this, because Ms. Mitsuki is its tsundere. Dee said. Dee saw the sight of the 4 of them in this room nostalgically. Apparently, this resembled her original life. My name is not Mitsuki. Dee often mistook Mickey as Mitsuki. Everything looked just like her past life to her. Fine, Mickey-senpai is its tsundere. Is that okay? That I don't mind so much. How do you feel about it, Kirchi Dee? It's not important right now. What is important is what is going on tomorrow. I don't mind. For me, it's just things going back to their original state. Was it just like this a billion years ago? Yes. There was Kazuki. There was Ms. Mitsuki. Mitsuki-san was there. Ms. Yayoi was there. And my original body was there. Mayo. Fuku snuggled Seina. Well, that's enough talk for now. Shall we begin preparing for lunch soon? Sure, I'll help you. Mickey stood up, Kirchi followed, and Fuku quickly rode behind. Mickey, can we have curry for lunch? As Dee stood up, she sent a serious look to Mickey. Make it spaghetti and you have yourself a deal. Okay. Seina sighed as they headed downstairs. And with this, the preparations for the wedding tomorrow are complete. Seina's mother finished checking off things to do for tomorrow. Yoshiko came and told her dinner was ready. They went into the kitchen where Mickey was cooking. How does it taste, mother? Mickey asked. She cooked the food and Kirchi was helping too. Not bad. Mickey really looks just like Tsukiko when she was young. I've only seen her in pictures, but I think she's closer to you than Kuriko. Ha ha. I remember the first time I saw Tsukiko, Seina was in kindergarten. I'm glad they met Seina. Not only does he have Kuriko to make him happy, he has Mickey and all the rest of you now too. Seina's dad said as he read the paper and smiled. Kirchi and Mickey could tell from his smile that the family had put up with a severe number of hardships in the past. Hey Seina, can I come in? Seina's dad said, opening the door. He came in before Seina could answer. He carried in a tray of onigiri with him. I'm not that hungry, but thank you. Just leave it. Okie dokie. Seina was looking out the window of his dark room. A beautiful moon was visible from the open window. His father placed the tray next to Seina and sat across from it. When you came home last year, we were also looking at the moon together on a night like this. Oh, yeah, that's right. I understood what you were thinking at that time. What's going on over there? That's right, for me it's normal to be up there now. It feels weird being back here. You know, the number of humans who have been into space is less than a few hundred, and only 12 of those have been to the moon. But tomorrow we're having the wedding there. I can't help but find that funny. You know you did go to the academy to get me, so technically you're the 3rd pure Earthling to ever go into space. And you're my father, so you can go back whenever you please. Haha. It is a shame that I can't go around boasting about it to my friends. It would make one hell of a story to tell people. You should go into space and see it for yourself. Seina said. I discussed it with your mother and Yoshiko, but I decided to keep things as they are for a while. I can't just go into space and neglect the family business. Besides, I am plenty content living life as an ordinary earthling for now, but I'll go eventually. It really depends on Yoshiko. She is really enthusiastic about taking over the business, but it depends on what she does when she gets married. Well, hopefully she will stay. Yoshiko loves running the business. Oh, that's just like her. She always liked helping run the business more than helping with the housework. It makes her happy, in the same way your living in space makes you happy. Seina was surprised by his father's insight. I heard about your success from Sito-sama and Eri-san. Everyone had lots of compliments for you. There certainly is something confident in your face that is different from before. I couldn't have done it on my own. Yeah, but now there are lots of girls around you to help you. Seina's father looked up at the moon again. The girls are waiting up there. Dad. Are you sure you're ready for this? Seina answered silently. Every man has such feelings to some extent. You too. I also thought of running away. I was worried. But I haven't even said anything to Kariko and the others. I haven't even had a chance. I just got told I was being involved in a political marriage. Oh, do you really care about that? Last year, they came along with Seina during his homecoming. His father understood they all had feelings for his son and realized the situation was inevitable. Of course, for Seina, who lived in a society where monogamy was a cultural constant, the situation was odd, especially knowing there would be a second and third rounds to it. But Sito and Eri were insistent and confident that he should go through with it. Seina, you know, it was rare for marriages to be decided by love back in the old days. It is only recently that the system of romantic marriages was made. It used to almost always be that people other than those getting married were the ones who decided it, because priority was given to protecting families, clans, the country, and their environment. This is exactly that. The great powers of the universe have gathered together to decide your marriage. But, let me finish. Even though that's the case, there is a bond between you and those 4 women, which you can't deny. If you had to choose any other way, it would destroy that, and if you think about it this way, they can all compromise and be happy, but if you tried to do it yourself by your own will, there is a good chance that your probability bias would get involved and things would go wrong, so you should be responsible and just go with it. Be responsible? Why not? It will make you happy, it will make them happy. It will make the various leaders happy, but if you refuse, just think about that. Why would you say no? Would you rather die than be married? That's not the issue. I just wonder about their feelings. You're being a coward. After all, Eri had to have told them all about it already. They have to be okay with it. Well, yeah, but... At that time, the door opened roughly. Kyoko and Yoshiko came in and beat Seina. Are you stupid? Are you? You're not confessing to an unrequited love. So shut up and get ready to get married tomorrow. It's useless thinking about such things. Oh my god. I was just telling him I'm nervous. Seina felt betrayed, like he felt when they forced him into putting his fingerprint on the GP application. But he noticed Miki peeking in at them from behind the door. She looked as mad as Kyoko. Her eyes looked angry. I understand, I'll do it. Just stop. Seina said. Well then, it's tomorrow, early in the morning, so we're going to bed now and so should you. Kyoko left the room quickly. Fuku and the D and Kirchi clones came in to go to bed with Seina. You're coming with me, Miki said coming in. She caught the D and Kirchi clones by the neck and took them out of the room. Fuku stayed behind on Seina's knee and rubbed herself against him. Well, I guess we should go to bed. Seina told Fuku, and they went to bed.